since we mentioned the soundtracks there, and Saturday Night Fever is in that top list there, as well as The Bodyguard and stuff. I know that you had seen the documentary on that Robert Stigwood.
Yeah.
Just the fact that the movie studios were not interested in movie soundtracks.
Sure.
And he kept all the proceeds from the soundtrack for Saturday Night Fever as well as Grease.
Yeah.
Because the movie studios go, yeah, we're not interested in that. He goes, okay, I'll put it out myself.
Yeah, I'll make a couple of dollars with this.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, movie soundtracks don't sell. We're just not interested in putting money out on that.
And then literally those two records spawned a whole industry of those.
It did.
Because, dude, especially in the 80s, man, it was as big a deal to have a soundtrack as it was to have an album.
Absolutely.
If you were, I mean, how many big hits did we get from bands on soundtracks?
Well, I mean, I watched the new Top Gun last night, and obviously they started the movie with Danger Zone.
Yeah,
Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, he probably made his whole career off of that song.
Absolutely. Which you had the opportunity to meet Kenny at the little Kent Theater.
I did for the Blue Sky Riders.
Right, but to think about that, Kenny Loggins. Loggins and Messina, and then of course Kenny Loggins solo with Footloose and Top Gun or the Danger Zone song, and the guy sold had some pretty Footloose, another movie.
Yeah, Footloose was huge too.
Yeah, I know. And you see him playing in a little theater in Kent, Ohio.
Yeah, that holds what, 600 people, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
Yeah,
it's cool though.
Are you still in touch with that girl? What's her name?
Georgia Middleman. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you?
Oh yeah.
And what are they doing? Nothing anymore. That
Blue Sky Riders is not doing anything. They don't have. I don't know what happened there. They didn't have a falling out per se. I think they just felt like it ran its course.
Well, maybe it did.
And Kenny Loggins is doing his thing. I see him pop up on things here and there. He's starting to get a little long in the tooth himself. He's starting to get that Gordon Lightfoot thing going on in his in him. He's looking a little old, and then Georgia and her husband Gary Burr, who is the other guy who was the third part of Blue Sky Riders. They do a lot of shows like in New York and in Nashville, and they actually, if people want to hear that kind of music, that kind of like soft rock type of a thing, they do a live thing every Wednesday and Sundays on their Facebook for nothing. So
okay.
Where they just sit on their couch and play guitars and play songs.
Sure.
I've actually watched a dozen of them or so. It's pretty fun, actually.
That's cool. Very good.
So yeah, they're still active. But yeah, Kenny Loggins, he doesn't need that. He doesn't need to go. Quite honestly, seeing Kenny Loggins in a little room like that, the guy's Kenny Loggins, for God's sakes.
That's kind of my point, is that somehow, some way, he decided to do this little hootenanny thing, and
and he doesn't need that. He's got to have $50 million in the bank.
Right. Well, you would think that with the popularity of the new Top Gun, it might have re-energized his career or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure it probably gave him a nice little boost. Although I got to say this about the Top Gun and I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
It was okay. I mean, it was done well. I mean, obviously they were trying to capture a lot of the nuances of the original, which they did. I mean, there was some revisiting the past and trying to capture the spirit of the original Top Gun, where these guys, especially that the smart ass pilot guy.
Goose, or in the new movie or in the old one?
The new one.
Oh, what is his name? I only watched it once.
Coyote or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically trying to recapture that whole rivalry thing.
Yeah.
Which they did, and it was okay movie. I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was a watchable movie. I just watched. The only thing that drove me nuts was how they pretended like those kids would be like so down with Great Balls of Fire. None of them kids would know that shit.
Well, unless of course it's a tradition thing, if you're not necessarily because you're down with it because that's your favorite kind of movie, but it's just carrying on a legacy traditional thing.
I think that was just thrown in 1000% to grab the old ladies that are watching this now that remember that scene in the first movie. Yeah, so he did it again.
Well, again, of course, it's the whole trying to make it relatable to the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they did a good job of doing that.
Yeah.
That bartender chick, what's her name in real life?
In the new movie?
Yeah, the new one. Tom Cruise's love interest.
Oh,
Jennifer Connelly.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is your thoughts on her?
Jennifer Connelly?
Yeah, in general. I mean, not specifically in that role in that movie, but just as an actress. Do you find her attractive at all?
I used to, but she got too thin.
Oh, okay.
When she was a little bit thicker with the big cans,
okay,
I liked her. When she was in that whatever the movie was where she was bouncing on the ball in the store, what was that movie? Career Opportunities.
Okay,
I liked her then. She was kind of hot. She was like a hot, big-titted 20-year-old, and I was digging her then. But she's gotten kind of, she has not aged well.
Yeah, she comes off like a real pissy housewife.
Yeah, she definitely does that.
Just like I've seen her in several movies, and she just some about her just rubs me the wrong way. Again, she could be the nicest person in the world, but she just comes off as a pissy housewife, always pissed about something all the time. Always got an attitude about something. It's just like, get out of my face, will you? Get out of here.
Yeah, she's a real cunt in Snowpiercer. I don't know if you ever watched that show Snowpiercer, but she's a real pig in that one. Just a real cunt.
She's a pig,
not ugly pig, but just a pig. Her attitude is real piggish. She's a real fucking bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the role that she plays.
I guess it's not a role that I enjoy watching though, because it just gives me the that feeling that I just want to get up and run out of the room.
Right. No, failed musician. That's not just women in general. Come on now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I thought she did. I didn't recognize her right away when she was, and I was like, who's that chick? Who's that chick? Yeah. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen her. Yeah, she's got a few years on her now.
Yeah, there's a couple of miles been ridden down that road, that's for sure.
But yeah, I watched that last night, just to see what that was all about. And again, if you're a fan of the original movie, I think this does a pretty good job at paying tribute to that. And
sure.
The fact that they figured out a way for what's his name? The guy who lost his throat.
The guy that lost his throat.
Yeah, what's his name? He played the Admiral.
Oh, dude, I don't know anybody's names.
Iceman. What's his name?
Val Kilmer?
Yeah, Val Kilmer. They found a way to work him into the script, even though, obviously he's not in the most healthy condition, and the fact that he's, he no longer is able to talk.
Right.
But they were able to work him into the script and give him a little bit of a role in that. I thought that was pretty cool that they were able to do something like that for him, Well,
they put all the hooks in to pull all the old timers in and get them talking. And it worked. I mean, I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I didn't quite think it was the cinematic excellence that they hyped it up to be, but it was cool. It was cool watch.
It was just a return to a iconic movie, I guess.
Yeah. So, if people want to watch it, it's still out there, Paramount Plus.
Right.
Go watch it.
Yeah. Oh, and the actor that they got to portray Goose's son. You know, to make him look like him a little bit.
Yeah,
I thought they did a good job with that.
Yeah,
You know, his demeanor and his look and stuff, and made him really stand out. It's just like,
right.
well, if this guy really wasn't his son in real life, boy, they did a good job finding an actor to make him look like him.
I think it might be his son in real life.
Really? Is it?
Because the original was Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, of course.
And this guy's name is Bailey Edwards.
Oh, is it? So it could be his son, right?
I'm looking right now to see, is Bailey Edwards Anthony Edwards' son? Yes.
Oh, how about that? Well, then that makes sense.
That's why he looked like him.
Well, I wasn't aware because I had no idea who Bailey Edwards is.
Yeah, well, apparently Anthony Edwards saw this coming, so he had a baby, so so he'd be ready by the time they did the remake.
Well, there you are. So the legacy does live on, even in real life.
That's right.
So
that's why he'll be on the new ER.
Well, because I finished up watching the new Top Gun. I went and watched actually a really good movie. Was The Firm.
Oh yeah, Firm is great.
I followed that up with The Firm.
That's a good movie there.
Yep. That is a good movie. Even to this day, it still holds up.
Sure. That was a kick-ass flick. It really was. But
I agree.
Well, I spent my week twiddling my way through a brand new batch of murder porn, and I'm about halfway through the new Reacher series, which is fucking excellent.
All right, good.
It's excellent in the dumbest way, though. I say it's excellent, but it's certainly not going to win. Certainly not going to push The Godfather out of the way for best movie of all time or best screenplay or any of that. It's dumb. It's dumb, like an Arnold movie or a Stallone movie back in the 80s.
Sure.
It's just dumb fucking violence and sex and, but it's fun. It's just a fun, stupid, lots of chaos movie.
Right.
Or series, I guess. It's like 8 or 10 episodes or whatever, but good shit. Worth the watch.
Now, what the hell is murder porn? What is that?
It's not really porn. It's just the whole documentary series of murders or serial killers, or they call that murder porn.
Oh, okay, well, people who feed on that.
For people that feed on death and destruction in the worst, sickest kind of ways.
Gotcha.
And I'm all in. I discovered this week that Tubi is by far the kings of original murder porn.
All right.
You have to sit through some commercials, but wow. I was watching one this week. I don't even remember the name of it, but it has something. The kid's name is Jamie Bulger. And if you look up Jamie Bulger on Tubi, you'll find it. It's the only thing.
Okay.
So these two 10-year-old kids, they lured another kid to a lake, and they were going to drown this kid at 10 years old.
Well, it reminds me of that actual thing that actually happened, where the two girls had a sleepover and they took their friend out with the Slender Man.
Yeah, sure. Well, this is definitely in that category. It's like, because this is real. This is real. It's not fake. It's a documentary. So they lead him to this water, and then the mother catches him right before they're gonna drown this kid, and just says, "Hey, you kids, get away from the water." So they walk away from the water, and then they beat the kid to death with bricks instead. Then they stick him on a train track, and then a train runs him over and cuts him in half.
Oh, boy.
Really fucking violent slaughter. But they're 10.
Yeah.
This is in England, so they didn't know what to do. This documentary was fascinating because they had all the interviews and everything with the kids, with the police, and the kids are crying, "Mommy, I need my mommy," because they're fucking 10.
Sure.
So they get sent away. In England, I guess they have some kind of camps that they send people to instead of like kids, instead of, how here you'd be sent to like a detention home or something.
Of course, yeah.
There they send them to it's more rehabilitational than it is here, where here it's just like fucking kid prison. In England, I guess it has pools and horseback riding and shit. It's to try and train their brain to not be fucked up.
Yeah, to be normal.
Yeah.
Whatever normal is.
Yeah, whatever that will equal. And then they don't get released until they're deemed safe to society, even if that's past their 18th birthday. So what ended up happening was these kids, they aged out, but the judge in the sentence, he put out their names in the sentencing, but then he also made some kind of ruling that no news organizations are allowed to do any kind of like, paparazzi type shit with these kids. They're not allowed to say where they're staying. They're not allowed to show pictures of them that might turn up, all kinds of crazy shit like that. Well, now these kids are like 20. The family is out there saying, we're going to hunt these fucking kids down and kill them. They're like just openly saying it in public. Right. Then there's a radio guy that's launching a campaign on his radio show to find and kill these two kids. It's so now it's this nutty thing, and it's following this reporter around that's trying to find where these people are, but he's and how they're secretly finding photos and getting photos sent to him like through the dark web and shit. It's crazy. It's this crazy story. It's something about Jamie Bulger. If people want to watch it, it's on Tubi TV. It's really, really, it's well done, but man, it's like, it's fucked up. Just seeing the old school, mob, saying, yeah, we're gonna kill this motherfucker. Right. Here in the States, they would not go for that. I don't think. I think you'd find the family, tailed constantly. Sure. And maybe they are being tailed in England. I don't know, but it was nuts. It was a weird documentary, but really cool to kind of watch. Yeah. Well, I know you watched this because I heard you talk about it on your Chris Aiken Presents, but I did watch that Madoff documentary as well. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was done pretty well. That was done well. Just, it really makes you think that we're fucked, because this guy was able to dupe the government, the SEC, with a fucking dot matrix printer. Right. He really wasn't that. I mean, he even said it. He said, it's not like I did anything smart. I just created paper. Well, his reputation preceded him. And so, he had already built up a reputation like, oh, this guy couldn't be doing anything wrong. I mean, he's a reputable, business guy. He's a reputable financier guy. So he would have no reason to do anything, untoward or illegal or whatever the case may be. So, I heard the people in the, documentary that they were interviewing saying that, the SEC would just call them up and say, hey, do you have a hedge fund? No, I sure don't. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was, but I mean, he was moving on paper trillions of dollars. Yeah. And was able to convince the government that was so, just on reputation. No auditing, no nothing. Well, he wasn't registered, so there's no reason for them to look at him. Yeah, because he wasn't on their radar to look at, because he wasn't running a legitimate business. Yeah. So I don't understand, and maybe you don't either, and I don't know the documentary. If it told it, I didn't get it. Where's the money? Where did it all go? Yeah. Well, it just vanished. It just vanished. It was just paper, I guess. I don't know. Well, I mean, it wasn't just paper. You got all those people that have no money. Right. They dumped money in. Well, they did recover a lot of the money. They were not all of it, but they recovered a big portion of it and got paid back to the. Yeah, some, but not. But most of it was like less than 50%, right? Yeah. But the thing is he was giving a lot. He was giving a lot of the proceeds away, and the people who cashed out for a profit, that's where some of he was running the Ponzi scheme. So if you put in $10 and he promised a 50% return on your money, when you cashed out, you were getting $15 back. Right. So that's where the money went. And then the other money he lived on, he gave it away. His family lived on it. It was spent on vacations and boats and, this, that, and the other. And, when it all fell apart, they were able to recover a lot of it. Sure. And pay it back to the people who got duped.
but I would say that a majority of it got spent.
Yeah. Wow. I just wonder, dude, here, and I always think about this because I'm a morbid fuck like this. Do you think in the end it was kind of worth it for him? Yeah, he's in jail now, but he's in his late 70s.
Yeah. Well, he lived like a king for
35 years or whatever.
A decade, yeah. So, or, decades. He so he had homes and boats, cars.
He lived like a king through the good years of his life.
Yeah, of course.
And now, he's in prison, but he's in prison on the down years.
Yeah.
That might suck, but overall, do you look at that and say, that was pretty good to be banging horse 3 at a time?
So, what was he in prison before he died? Was 6 years?
Yeah.
7 years?
So he did 6 years. So 6 years of living tough for 40 years of living like a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
I'd make that trade. Would you?
Yeah, of course.
I'd make that trade. Hell yes.
Yeah, the guy wanted for nothing.
Yeah.
But the tragic, the sad thing is, if there's a sad part of this, is, his whole family is just decimated. His son's died. Yeah. His son committed suicide. His other son died of what did he die of? He died of like some kind of cancer or something.
Yeah, cancer, some sort of cancer. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, whatever happened to his wife? Is she still alive?
I don't know. Let's see.
I know she supposedly was living in her car at some point.
Bernie Madoff's wife, Ruth Madoff, she's still alive. She's 81 years young. Got divorced in not divorced. I guess she stayed with him until he dropped dead.
Right.
In 2021. But yeah, she's still alive. Let's see what she's doing now. Personal life. When her husband was sentenced. She has been vilified and shunned by her friends in the community after her husband was sent to prison. Madoff sought to avoid being recognized in public, even dyeing her hair red as she tried to avoid people from recognizing who she was. Doesn't really say that she was homeless or anything.
Yeah.
She probably was, though. Wow.
Yeah, well, according to the documentary anyway, she was living in her car or some shit, for a little while.
She still had some money, though. In May of 2019, the 77-year-old Ruth agreed to pay $594,000 and to surrender her remaining assets when she dies to settle claims by a court-appointed trustee liquidating her husband's firm for former customers. Picard had sued Ruth Madoff for $44.8 million, and then she agreed to pay $594,000. But she still had $600,000.
Yeah.
I don't have $600,000.
Yeah, she probably lives off of money. Trustee probably.
Yeah.
Gives her like a stipend or something to live on.
Yeah. So there you go. Yep, she's living in shame, but
yeah,
she's still living better than me.
So she lost her 2 children. She lost her husband. She lost her life, her lifestyle rather.
Yeah.
And boy, what a way to, and if you believe the documentary, she apparently was ignorant to what was really going on.
Yeah, I don't know how much I believe of that.
But,
Do you believe that she was completely ignorant?
Again, I don't know. I'm just going by what the documentary said. I said, if you believe what the documentary shows, she might have just been the happy, loyal wife who just figured her husband was just a genius.
Yeah, that could be. Could be. Chicks are dumb like that sometimes.
Well, when things are going well and you're taken care of and you don't need to worry about what's in the bank.
Yeah.
Like you just live your happy life and go to your social gatherings and, be the belle of the ball and, all those things.
Yeah. And why would you really worry about it? I mean, who thinks that their husband is fucking embezzling trillions from half of the country?
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Just a fucked up story, but a good documentary.
It is very well done. So if you like those kind of things, it's, what is it, 4 parts?
3 parts.
3 parts?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have any interest in that, it's on Netflix. So
yep. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. I say we take a break.
All right. Do I need to turn these things off when we take the break?
You can if you want to.
I mean, will it last the whole show if I don't?
You know what? I haven't used it for a whole show yet. So
okay.
I guess you could turn the power off.
Yeah, I'll turn it off.
And just power it off and then power it back on.
Yeah. Okay.
So far, so good, though?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. A little echoey in my head, but I'll live with that.
Yeah, but if like I said, I don't know if you where your volume is on whatever apparatus you have that plugged in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it tonight because last thing I need to do is fuck it up and then not be able to do the show.
So basically, what it is if you turn the volume on whatever you got the transmitter plugged in, turn that down a little bit, and turn up the volume on the little red pack.
Right, then it'll take the echo.
That echo out of there.
Okay. I'll play with it tomorrow or Monday or whatever.
All right. I'll let you pick a tune. So what should we play?
All right. The band is called Crisix, Crisix, and the song is called WMN United.
Oh, there they are, Crisix.
Yep.
And where do you know these?
They're a thrash band. Matt and I interviewed them like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
They're really good as far as thrash goes, and this song here has like Chuck Billy in it and a bunch of other like thrash metal guys in it. So.
And what's the name of the song?
WMN United.
WMN United. Okay.
It's from their full length album, I guess.
Okay. Full HD.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There it is. All right. Well, we're going to play a few tunes. We'll come back. So let's check out Crisix exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Classic Metal Show. Get all of our episodes uncensored at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. Join us weekly from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern at www.cmsradio.net. Participate in the live chat room at www.chatandkill.com. Once again, thank you for checking out The Classic Metal Show with Neeley and Chris. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand